Dr. Pepper's starting lineup tonight for the Mavs. Jason Kidd and Deshaun Stevenson together in the backcourt. Stevenson is making his 11th straight start. The front line is Caron Butler and Dirk Nowitzki at the forward spots. And Tyson Chandler off 2 great games on the road against the Thunder and Spurs. He goes in the middle at center. Erik Spoelstra is the head coach of the Heat. They're 9-7 this year. He's 99-81 now in his 3rd season. Spoelstra is 40 years old and a native of Evanston, Illinois. Dr. Pepper starting lineup tonight for the Heat. In the backcourt they go with Carlos Arroyo and Dwayne Wade, who's in his 8th year from Marquette. Up front, also in their 8th seasons, LeBron James and Chris Bosh from Lincoln High School in Dallas and a year at Georgia Tech. Zydrunas Ilgauskas, a longtime teammate of LeBron's at Cleveland, is in his 1st year with the Heat, his 14th year in the league, and he is the starting center for the Heat. It's the Mavericks and the Miami Heat. Thanks for joining us on TXA 21. Mark Followell, Bob Ortigal, and let's say hello to the 3rd member of our crew, Jeff Skin Wade from 103.3 FM ESPN. Skin.
Thank you, Mr. Followell. Well, the Heat are 9-7, but the basketball world is acting like it's the worst thing that's ever happened. How could these guys not be undefeated? Recent losing streak included losses to the Grizz, the Pacers, and then the Magic. Part of it is that Dwayne Wade, he's not fitting quite in with the new guys yet, Coach. And when you look at Dwayne Wade, he had one night where he went 6 of 21. The night before he went 1 of 13 and a lot of isolation stuff. When a guy's not in his groove, you got to make sure you don't send him where Bennett Salvatore wants him, and that's the free throw line.
You want to keep Wade and James off of the free throw line. Both of those guys love to drive the ball. They look for the dribble drive first and foremost, and when they do get inside, if they don't finish, they are flailing their arms, moving around, trying to draw contact all the way.
You know, the one thing I would add to what Skin had to say is he said Dwayne Wade is not fitting in with the new guys. It really was his team. Would the better question, or would the better way to phrase that say that the new guys aren't fitting in with him?
I think you're right. I really do. I think that's the correct statement.
You know, I just think it's interesting when there's so many guys that are used to dominating the ball. How does everybody find their role trying to mesh together? That's what they're dealing with.
It is a work in progress, but meanwhile, Dallas, with a great win at San Antonio last night, rallying in the 4th quarter to take it 103-94. Chandler, just like last Saturday night in Atlanta, starts the game for Dallas with an elbow jump shot.
And the defender was nowhere in sight. He had a pin down, freeing up Chandler at the elbow.
Miami played last night just like Dallas, and they beat Philadelphia in Miami 99-90. The Heat aren't playing 4 and 5 nights, but they are playing 4 and 6 nights. They played Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and now Saturday. Ron Butler misses. The first shot for Miami was missed by Ilgauskas. The questions for Miami are at the 1 and the 5, and it's the 1 and 5 positions where the first 2 shots of the game come from. Ilgauskas, that is, missed, but Arroyo hits. Carlos Arroyo's averaging 7.5 points a game this year. This is his 9th year from Florida International. He is shooting 53% from the floor. Derek Stafford, Mark Lindsey, Sean Wright. That's the officials tonight. Right away at American Airlines Center. And it is Ilgauskas with a big block, swatting aside Jason Kidd's shot in the paint.
Kidd had no idea Ilgauskas was there.
Foul on Dirk sends Bosh to the line.
He thought he was backing Arroyo down. Ilgauskas came over to help out defensively, which was a good defensive play.
Chris Bosh is an 84% free throw shooter this season. He posted an 18.9 rebound game against Philly last night. There are his season averages. It is worth noting, though, that his numbers have definitely been on the uptick as of late. Some of that is probably a few more touches and a few more opportunities for rebounds with Udonis Haslam's injury that he suffered last weekend. But perhaps it's just a case of Bosh settling in 6 games now. Over the last 6, he's averaging 23 points and 9.3 rebounds.
Bosh is a heck of a player and a quality young man.
Scoreboard to the first quarter are brought to you by AAA Texas. Visit AAA.com for a quote on auto insurance. 4-2 Miami. Bosh made the free throws. Dirk doesn't get the bounce. Chandler with the foul. First 2 Dallas baskets scored by Tyson Chandler, and the Mavericks tie the game. The last 2 games have seen Chandler average 18 points and 13 rebounds. Shot is good for Bosh. This is, of course, homecoming for Bosch, born in Dallas and went to Lincoln High School. Dirk from Tyson Chandler. Again on target, and again Chandler follows it, but doesn't get it to go down. He is fouled.
I'll tell you what, Mark, Ilgauskas to me looks lighter and thinner than I've ever seen him in an NBA uniform.
Well, you know, Coach Black is slimming, so maybe it's the new.
That is true. That's a good point.
Is that why you have a black suit on, Mike?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Chandler on the line with 9:53 left in the first quarter. He has all the points for Dallas so far. The last basket was a putback off Dirk's miss.
Yeah, good offensive rebound. Once again, Chandler working the boards and working them hard, and he goes back up and gets the basket. And that's exactly what he should do. I always felt that if you work hard to get an offensive rebound, it's your right to take it back up.
You know, that over-the-head camera angle, I thought gave a really good example of the aggressiveness with which Chandler went after it. I mean, he just ripped that right away from Chris Bosch before Bosch really had a chance to stake a claim to that rebound.
And that is exactly what you want rebounders doing.
Dwayne Wade got double teamed. We have not seen LeBron get involved on offense so far. Ilgauskas will pitch it out to LeBron after he gets the offensive rebound. New shot clock here for Miami. Underneath, Dwayne Wade in traffic, no good. Kidd the rebound. Kidd was fouled by Arroyo. I don't think they'll give him a continuation. First foul on Arroyo, and Miami's second team foul. It's a side out of bounds play for Dallas with 21 on the shot clock and 9:21 left in the first.
You know, on that last rebound by Kidd, I like to see there was 4 white jerseys going for it. Butler kind of tipped it to Kidd, but you have to have that team rebound mentality. Everybody going for the ball.
Kidd's averaging 4 rebounds a game this year after averaging just over 5.5 last season. Stevenson is free for 3. And then a foul on Ilgauskas. Once again, Chandler's presence is felt in the middle.
But see, he doesn't draw that foul, Mark, if he doesn't have that inside position. And that's what he did a really good job of. He got the inside position, and Ilgauskas was behind him. And Ilgauskas is going to have to come out of the ball game as a result.
2 fouls, and Joel Anthony subs in.
You see Chandler in the middle, right in the lane. He's got that inside spot, and he's already being shoved right there. Ilgauskas trying to gain an advantage, but Chandler, that's where you have to widen your base a little bit. You widen your feet so that that man behind you, the opponent, can't move you.
Joel Anthony, an offensively challenged player who is a good shot blocker. He comes in to play center. Undersized, but good instincts in terms of shot blocking, and has started 9 games this year. Off the turnover committed by Dallas as Bosch stole it from Dirk. You get Arroyo hitting a jumper. Miami in front 8-5. Dallas on their home floor this year, 5 wins, 3 losses. 2-4 is the road record for the Heat. Butler no good. Rebound Bosch, outlet pass to LeBron. LeBron's first shot attempt, and he's fouled. So James goes to the free throw line, 9th in the league in scoring at 23.4 points. Also 9th in the league in assists at just over 8 per game. This year he has shot 77.5% at the line and is averaging a little over 9 free throw attempts a game. The boos cascade down as LeBron is at the foul line and hits the first of 2. Time for the Methodist Health System injury update, brought to you by Methodist Health System, where life shines bright. Visit them at www.methodisthealthsystem.org. Udonis Haslam and Mike Miller, obviously 2 big injuries for the Heat. And Roddy Beaubois is still yet to see his first action of the season as he rehabilitates that left foot that suffered a fracture in it back in August. He is out of the walking boot for those who missed that news that came down almost 2 weeks ago. Backing down Kidd after LeBron's 2 free throws. Give Miami a double-up lead on Dallas at 10-5. Shot clock's at 3. Stevenson blocked on a 3. Dwayne Wade with a heck of a defensive play in the corner. And then a lob is off target. They were trying to throw the oop to LeBron. Mavericks the other way with numbers. Chandler to the basket, that is, and he scores, and it's been all Tyson Chandler. He's got the 7 points for Dallas as they're down by 3.
Really a good job of Chandler making that catch in a transition like that and finishing. He looked very comfortable.
How many fives do you see that can finish the break like that with a finger roll, a little up and under?
Far out on the perimeter, Wade. Drew 2 defenders. Arroyo with a shot. And almost got the bounce. Dallas 3 for 9 from the floor to start the game. Jason Kidd, nope. Wade against Stevenson.
That's good defense by Stevenson. That's really good defense.
Yes, it is. Butler has the defensive assignment against LeBron this series. Got double team help. They gave it to Bosch. DIRK rebounds the miss. We played just over 5 minutes. 4th game in 5 nights for the Mavericks. They've beaten Detroit here, Oklahoma City, and San Antonio there. DIRK over Joel Anthony, and he's on the money for the first time tonight. Nowitzki just having a whale of a week, averaging 34 points and 8 rebounds in the last 3 games. Gets on the board for the first time this evening. LeBron with 11 to shoot. And Kidd intercepts. They were looking for Bosch, and Kidd right there in the passing lane. Found DIRK trailing. Kept alive by Butler. Grabbed by Chandler. Goes back out there and scores. Tyson Chandler has electrified the crowd with his play in the first 6 minutes.
If you think this crowd doesn't love that guy, you can guess again. They immediately went to their feet. You know, the crowd loves workers. They love hard workers.
I think the Maverick fans love seeing a center out there. That's what they love.
And your point is?
That he's playing great at the 5. No question about that. 6 straight points for Dallas before that hoop for Chris Bosch. And Miami goes back in front. Nowitzki. Open look, Bosch late on the closeout. And Dallas regains the advantage. 9 for Chandler, 4 for DIRK. That's all the scoring so far for the Mavs. High screen by Joel Anthony. Another 20-footer for Bosch. That's been his range so far by a large part this evening.
Well, Chandler's reluctant to come out there. He wants to stay around the basket. And Bosch isn't going to play around the basket. Bosch can play 15 to 18 feet and play it very, very effectively.
Well, Chandler's playing very, very effectively. Bosch puts Miami back in front of the first time out of the game. But how about the first 7 minutes tonight for Tyson Chandler? 9 points, 6 rebounds. The last rebound, the last putback, everybody loved it. Mavericks trail by 1.
You know, 11. Both of those guys each made 9. They want to drive the ball first and attempt to finish at the basket or get you to foul them and they get to the free throw line. Make them shoot jump shots.
They're both averaging 9 free throw attempts per game this year. Speaking of free throws, DIRK didn't shoot one last night, but still went 12 for 14 and had 26 points. And this seesaw battle continues with the Mavericks slipping in front by 1 off the Nowitzki hoop out of the timeout.
Well, that was by design last night. Popovich did not want to put DIRK at the free throw line because DIRK had really been successful there the night before Thanksgiving, and that was exactly what Pop wanted to do. But here tonight, Stevenson going out of the game right now, but let me tell you folks, he just did an outstanding job on Wade to this point here in the first quarter.
And also going out DIRK along with Stevenson, and subbing in Jason Terry and Sean Marion, who has been performing in the role of closer, if you will. Neftali Feliz would be proud of what Marion has done in terms of fourth quarter defensive play and offense for that matter. He's been closing games against Oklahoma City and San Antonio and performing quite well. Off a steal by Dallas. That's how the Mavericks hit this offensive set. Terry late in the shot clock against Arroyo. Burst into action and doesn't get the bounce.
Boy, Spoelstra really wants Miami to run, and they're not really pushing it a lot. See, that's what you want to do right there. Excuse me, Mark. You want to make those guys shoot jump shots.
And LeBron missed, and then a missed putback attempt by Bosch and a missed putback attempt by Joel Anthony. With that, Miami has slipped down to 5 of 13 shooting for the game. Marion to the basket. Good find, Jason Terry. Sean Marion had 19 against the Spurs last night. And Jason Terry had 6 assists in that game last night. And Terry finds Marion to put Dallas up by 3. Shot clock at 10. Wade gives Kidd a good move and banks it home.
See, that's what he wants to do. He wants the drive right there, and he wants contact. He wants to either finish or get to the free throw line.
And he finishes for his first points of the night. Chandler going to the basket. Dwayne Wade rebounds. That's the first miss tonight. Chandler has 4 of 5, 9 points, 7 rebounds, and an outstanding first quarter. Bosch.
Can't turn your head and look at the ball when Wade is going one-on-one because Bosch is smart enough to make the dive cut, which he just did.
Bosch has 10 in the first quarter. After 7 years in Toronto, Bosch, of course, in his first year with Miami. Marion again from Terry again. Timeout called by Miami with 2:35 left in the first quarter. Jason Terry's averaging 5 assists a game this year. He already has 2, and both times he's found the matrix. Sean Marion, little up and under. And then the quick shot up off the glass. Dallas on top by.
All right, what it do, my people? It's time for a brand new segment called Skinalysis. What we do, it's a ranking system based on Skinalytics, some beakers, and then also adult beverages. It's very scientific. What we're going to do, the top 3 free agent signings of 2010, the Mavericks were in on a lot of these guys. And number 3 is a guy I like to call Joe Johnson. Of course, he of the Atlanta Hawks. Joe Johnson, at this time, the Hawks are 9-7. Mavericks just beat them. This time last year, 12-4. What I would say, that's a lot of money for early fail.
Wow. Skinalysis, our first episode of that.
Yeah.
I don't know what I was shocked by, your comment about Joe Johnson or the fact that you're channeling your inner Oklahoma State fan with your black and orange that you're throwing down.
I can only imagine what this is going to grow into.
They gave me free reign and a huge budget, so we'll see what it becomes.
Mavericks switch it up, guys. Big move here. Zone defense.
Off the back of Terry on the pass, and it squirts out of bounds off Joel Anthony. Well, I'm anxiously awaiting more Skinalysis and how Skinalytics will be used to compute Skinalysis.
A lot of the teams are using it, Mark. It's kind of a growing trend in all sports, but basketball especially. And
awesome.
Yeah, kind of a big deal using it.
Oh, here's a steal by LeBron, and then he gets fouled on the way up the floor. It set lineup changes that occurred at the timeout with Jason Terry called for the foul. Eddie House and Juwan Howard go in the game for Miami. Now James Jones is checking in for Dwayne Wade. And meanwhile, for Dallas, Brendan Haywood is on the floor for the first time tonight, subbed in for Tyson Chandler at the timeout. Haywood is back on the active roster after missing last night's game, a 1-game suspension for an unspecified violation of team rules. So what we have now with Barea going in for Kidd and Dirk returning to the game is a review to determine whether or not the previous play is a clear path foul, and I would say at this point it is not, based on that review.
Yeah, the defender's out front of him right there, not by much, but he is out front.
The foul was on Terry. Yeah, I don't think that's a clear path foul.
I don't either.
And that's really the definitive angle that would. I mean, they're side by side, but LeBron's not out in front of Caron Butler.
The other thing about watching that just reminds you with LeBron James and guys like Dwayne Wade that can play those passing lanes, you just got to be so aware when you're whipping passes around out there, especially longer passes. The guys can cover a lot of ground really quickly.
That's why you make. They call that a clear path?
Yes. Well, I disagree with that.
There has to be.
What magic angle did they have that we didn't get to see?
Evidence there, my goodness.
What? Don't agree.
Nope.
1 of 2 at the line for LeBron. And, of course, with the clear path foul, you get the free throws and you keep possession. James Jones to take the ball out of bounds. You see LeBron's season numbers. Again, he's 9th in scoring and 9th in assists this year. Joel Anthony hands it off to LeBron. Down to 2 minutes left of the first quarter. That's a jump shot and a 3 by Eddie House.
Jones and Eddie House will shoot threes. They lead this team in free throws attempted. And I believe they're shooting 40 and 39% respectively, Jones and House.
And Jones has tried 83 pointers and House has now tried 60. And Dirk wants a 3-pointer and hits it. Ties the game at 22.
Did you see the defense move with the pass fake?
Yes, I did.
You were talking about there they anticipate that you make pass fakes and you make back cuts. That's exactly what happened there.
House, the veteran from Arizona State. There's LeBron with a pass to Juwan Howard, but off his hand. The turnover committed by Miami. Their 5th of the first quarter. Miami had that foul to give. First in the last 2 minutes. 1:12 left in the opening quarter. Dirk gets the 3 because he's freed up with the old pass fake.
Watch Dirk. The ball come back to Dirk, folks. He's right here. Now, when he gets it, watch him make. See, he made that fake. He got the defender up in the air right here. He got him to commit. And by the time the defender comes down, Dirk has taken the shot.
And the defender in that particular instance was LeBron. Right?
Yes.
In the lane, Maria gives Dallas the advantage. Maria averaging 7 points a game, had 4.7 assists last night in San Antonio. LeBron.
Yeah, just let him do that all night long. He's going to make some of those, folks. See, there's Jones. There's the 2 guys. House and Jones off the bench. They're jump shooters.
And Juwan Howard's the one who set that up with the offensive rebound. That's a 2-pointer for Jones, and it evens the score.
James is going to make some of those jump shots, but when he drives, he's just lethal.
Jason Terry, a 3-ball. That shot went up when it did because of the Mavericks' desire to go 2 for 1. And Terry missed. The Mavs are now shooting 50%. The Heat are also. LeBron on the drive got fouled. With 11.9 left in the first quarter, he'll go to the line. The foul was on Maria. Maria's first, Mavs over the limit.
With the size and strength LeBron James has, he makes contact with Barea and they blow the whistle. Call foul on Barea.
25-year-old LeBron James, a 2-time MVP and 6-time All-Star, makes the first of 2 to break the tie. LeBron has not scored from the floor, but he does have 4 points at the line. 9 apiece for Dirk and Tyson Chandler. That's leading Dallas on the board, and Bosch with 10 to lead the Raptors, or to lead the Heat. Obviously, I'm thinking about last year. Haywood goes out of the game. Stevenson has checked back in. Dwayne Wade is in, and Juwan Howard goes out.
You know, looking at LeBron with that size and strength and speed, I can't tell you how tempted I'd be if I was coaching that guy to play him at the 4 and do a little small.
Well, he says he's okay with it, and he admitted that it probably was something that was going to happen with Udonis Haslem out of the picture.
And I thought it was the best Cleveland played last year is when they played the times with him at 4. They just wouldn't commit to it enough, but I'd be really, really tempted to do that.
Maria drives the lane. Off the glass, no good. Tip up, no good. Loose ball foul on Miami. Marion got taken to the floor with 2.4 left in the opening quarter. The foul is on Joel Anthony, the native of Montreal, who's in his 3rd year from UNLV. 4th year, beg your pardon. Brian Cardinal going into the game. 2.4 left in the first quarter. Sean Marion on the free throw line, working hard inside here to try and get a hand on the rebound, and eventually he draws a foul.
He was the only white shirt I saw in there, kind of surrounded by black shirts, trying to go after. Let's see if that's true. Yes, it is. He is the only white shirt in there. And you see 3 Miami players. Good battle by Marion. You don't make the effort there, you don't get to the free throw line.
Cardinal on for Dirk. Marion ties the game. Marion 74% this year on free throws, averaging 10.5 points, 6 rebounds. Wade won't even get a shot attempt. Fortunately for Dallas, the shot attempt he did get was well after the buzzer because he hit one from about 35 or 40 feet. First quarter is over and it's all square. Dallas and Miami even up at 26. It's Miami's one and only visit to American Airlines Center this year. You see Tyson Chandler, and oh, what a start he had. The first 7 points for Dallas, and he had 9 points and 7 rebounds in the first quarter as the Mavs and Heat are tied at 26. And for Dallas, Dampier just signed on with Heat this week. Bosch almost beating the shot clock. Haywood rebounds as Bosch's shot almost settled in, but popped out.
Bosch has been very active, very lively. His movement without the ball has been good. That's why he's getting good looks.
High pick and roll. Terry splits 2 defenders, and the foul is on Dampier.
I think big giant Damp stepped on Jet's leg there.
6 years with Dallas. Last year in 55 games, Dampier averaged 6 points and a little over 7 rebounds in 55 games. He is in his 15th year now in the NBA out of Mississippi State. 8 on the shot clock. Dirk in the lane, scoop shot won't go.
Bosch, a good defender. He's doing a pretty good job making Dirk work for everything that Dirk is getting.
Chalmers goes to James Jones. Over the backboard and out. Scoreboard to the second quarter brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com. James Jones has been in a shooting slump lately. 6 of 29 in the last 6 games. So just barely over 20%. James Jones 1 out of 2 tonight. Made one in the first, just missed that shot attempt. As someone still looking to scratch here in the second quarter. A steal by James Jones.
I believe Dirk had a shot there. He had that jump shot. He's trying to be an unselfish player. And of course, there's nothing wrong with that, but he can't pass up good shots.
Bosch turned his head and almost fumbled it out of bounds. With 8 on the shot clock, it's Eddie House. Dampier ain't going to shoot it from out there. Gives the ball up to House at the end of the shot clock, and he misses on a 3. Berea in the paint. Found Marion. Nice cut to the basket by Sean Marion. Love what the Mavericks have gotten out of Marion over the last couple of games.
Wonder what play Spoelstra's calling. He's giving them the hook 'em horn sign over there.
Bosch with 9 to shoot. Mid-range Che over Haywood.
Somebody's got to get the job done on Chris Bosch.
Yeah, he's doing whatever he wants right now.
We've got 8 lead changes and 3 ties in a game that has been close throughout. Dirk got into the paint, found Marion, and he scores again. Sean Marion. He's now the Mavericks' leading scorer tonight with 10 points off the bench. 6 in the first quarter, and all 4 for Dallas so far here in the second.
Got to get the House over there. Really a good perimeter shooter.
Chalmers will drive it. Floater for Chalmers. Whoa.
Wide right.
Boy, it floated on him.
Now Berea beats Chalmers on the dribble into the basket. Berea lays it in. Couple of nice drives to the hoop for Berea in his time of the game. And with that, the Mavericks have their largest lead. Heat have led by no more than 5 tonight. Dallas in front by 4. That's their biggest advantage as we played just over 3 minutes here in the second quarter. There's a timeout on the floor called by Miami. Here's Berea. Coming right at you to the hoop. Berea gets his second basket. Dallas in front 32-28. I understand he was seen numerous times dabbing at his lip before getting the stitches.
Well, you know, that in those games we used to, you would call the foul.
You called your own?
Yeah, but if you called it and it wasn't a foul, I mean, you couldn't stand the heat. So he didn't
so
want
to speak.
He didn't want to make that call, but obviously it was a foul.
Wade 1 of 2. He was fouled by Haywood. That's Haywood's first. Mavericks' first team foul.
I'll bet Mr. President makes Sports Center with that. Whoa.
Out of bounds. The turnover on the Terry pass intended for Dirk. Both teams have 5 turnovers. Miami turns it over the fewest times per game in the league, just under 13. The Mavericks are setting right on 14 turnovers per game, but only 11.7 in the last 9 after that was a clear area of concern for the Mavs early in the season.
You see, that's what happens when Wade drives. Haywood did the right thing there. He's going to go score an easy 2, or Wade's going to get a big dunk, and that becomes, you know, momentum for Miami. So you just have to make him go to the free throw line. You got to reach out and grab him. Don't let him elevate, and that's what Haywood does right there.
A little zigzag drive by Wade. He was fouled by Haywood, second of the game on Haywood, and they both come here in the last 2 Miami offensive possessions. You've got Kidd and Butler going back in, and a seat on the bench for Barea and Nowitzki.
And you don't want Wade to get in a rhythm here where he starts to make a marathon out of getting to the free throw line, because he can do that. And they'll go to him as the game wears on and allow him to drive the ball more.
Barea didn't go out of the game. Terry did, along with DIRK. I tell you, we don't see many situations in recent memory this season, Bob, where both DIRK and Terry are out of the game.
Yeah, I always get a little bit nervous with that, because you need one of those 2 in there to, be shooting that jump shot.
In the lane, Barea. Haywood gives it up. Now you got Marion in the corner, trying to shake free. Leans in, drew iron, but the rebound goes to Wade.
He's going to go. He's not going to wait.
And he goes right to the basket. He scored the last 5 points since the timeout, and Miami is in front, 33-32. Baseline, Barea knocked away. Turnover, Dallas, and a foul in the backcourt. For Barea, that's his second foul. Mavericks now have 3 team fouls. You've got Chandler in for Haywood.
Well, Carlisle's trying to manage Chandler's minutes a little bit. I thought he was tired when he went out in the first quarter, but he certainly was outstanding, to start this basketball game. And the Mavericks need that energy back in there. Let's see if he can, replenish that a little bit.
Chandler played 32 minutes last night, played 35 against Oklahoma City on Wednesday. Here's Wade, will pull up this time. Tipped outside, and James Jones retrieves for Miami. Now Jones will step into a 3-ball and hit it.
Jones and House want to shoot 3s.
And those are the only 2 who have made 3s tonight. They're the only 2 who have taken 3s, for that matter, for Miami. House and Jones each have made 3. Miami scored 8 straight points. Chandler from Barea. No good inside for Chandler. Made his first 4 shots tonight, has missed his last 2. They score here, and we may have a timeout. Yep. That is 10 straight for Miami with 6:51 left in the second quarter. They go in front by 6. Bosch with a bank shot makes it Miami 38, Dallas 32. Timeout call by the Mavs as we step aside here on TXA 21. The old Mavs shopping network making an appearance again, thanks to Roe and Ali D. You can call for tickets to that Houston game here on Monday night until 9 o'clock. And get the free Mavericks All-Star Crusade poster. The Heat, of course, though, the focus tonight. And Miami, with 10 straight points, leads Dallas 38-32. The Heat are 9-7 this year. 7-1 against teams under 500. 2-6 against teams with records of 500 or better. And as you can see, the performances statistically obviously far superior against the inferior opponents. The only 2 teams that are 500 or better that Miami has defeated this year. Big wins against Orlando and Phoenix. They had a losing streak of 3 straight games before beating Philadelphia by 9 last night. In the 3 games before, Miami went to Memphis last Saturday night and lost by 2 on a buzzer beater by Rudy Gay. Monday, they got drilled at home by Indiana by 16. And then Wednesday, they played at Orlando, and the Magic beat them by 9. DIRK and Jason Terry are both back in. Let's see if this settles things down for Dallas. Kidd goes to DIRK, who's checked by Bosch with 6 on the shot clock. DIRK dribble drives in the lane and gets it to roll home. Shooter's touch, and that solves the Mavericks' offensive woes, getting 31 and 41 back in the game.
Gentlemen, if you look back at our key to the game, we talked about free throws. Miami has shot 12 free throws. James and Wade have shot 10 of the 12. The Mavericks have shot only 4 free throws.
2 by Chandler, 2 by Marion. Bosch poked away by Dirk. Loose ball. Bosch has it back. Now he's in three-point land and airballs it. 24-second shot clock violation. Miami's 6th turnover.
Great defensive possession there. Dirk got his hands on Dwayne Wade with a live dribble, knocked the ball away, and then closed out on Bosch and knocked the ball away from him as well. Good active hands that time.
The lineup is Kidd, Terry, Butler, Dirk, and Chandler for the Mavericks. Kidd wants a 3-ball. Kidd gets a 3-ball.
Nice job once again coming out of the timeout. Rick Carlisle and his coaching staff getting things accomplished during a timeout. The result very obvious.
Jason Kidd shooting almost 37% this year from the three-point line. Foul, Dallas, 4th of the quarter. Caron Butler's 2nd. LeBron ready to come back in. Dallas within 1 after the three-pointer goes down from Jason Kidd.
He pulls up right now, a little hesitation, makes the catch, and the release on the shot.
James Jones went out with LeBron returning. Bosch leads the way with 14. Wade delivered a pass, gets it back to Mario Chalmers. LeBron in the lane, double clutch, banked it home.
He double clutched, but he didn't have to.
I was thinking the same thing.
He went up over Terry. He didn't really have to do that.
Yeah. Let's go, Mavs. But hey, one of MJ's most memorable shots was him switching to his left and going underneath when he didn't have to. So people like the dipsy do.
Hey, what's a little steak without some sizzle every once in a while, right?
Throw some sauce on that.
Almost 7 minutes gone by, 2nd quarter.
Let's go, Mavs.
Heat lead by 3. Heat lead by 1. Jason Terry, first basket. Terry averaging 17 points, 5 assists a game. 13 a game over the last 6. And Dirk intercepts. Wade was trying to play it to Chalmers. Nowitzki gets the intercepts. Miami 7th turnover, and Dirk doesn't get the bounce. With that miss, Dirk 5 of 10, 11 points to lead Dallas in scoring. Mavericks still shooting 50%.
As you can tell, Dirk really unhappy with himself about missing that shot.
Dirk shooting over 55% this year. He ranks 14th in the league. 55.3% for the floor, to be precise.
Oh,
Wade got loose in the lane, but it was stripped by Dallas. Wade hung onto the rim forever. Kidd saved the ball and bounced to Dirk. Chandler was credited with a block shot. Dirk drives, fouled by Bosch. On the floor. That's 2 team fouls on Miami here in the 2nd. And you've got Ilgauskas going in for Dampier. Kidd with the hustle play. The first play is Chandler with the block, and then Kidd runs it down and saves it into Dirk.
See, he knew Dirk was behind him. He touched that ball with his left hand and then flipped it back to Dirk with his right. That's that court vision again, knowing where your teammates are. Kidd knows where the other 12 people are on the floor. The other 9 players and the 3 officials.
He might not even know where we are.
He does know where we are.
Mario Chalmers, 3rd foul of the quarter on Miami, and Caron Butler just towed up on the line, but he gives Dallas the lead. The 14th lead change of the game. 15 on the shot clock, LeBron. LeBron 7 points, drives. Chandler there challenged the shot, and the Mavericks come away with it. They almost coughed it up in the backcourt. Now here's Butler maneuvering to the baseline. Back-to-back baskets for Caron Butler. Swished it home. Butler is part of an 11-2 Dallas push to go in front by 3.
And Butler bounced into that jump shot. You could tell he was feeling the groove right there.
3:25 left in the first half. Behind the back dribble for Wade. Spins in the elbow. Chandler tipped it away from Ilgauskas. Save in, tipped out by LeBron. And Chandler looks back at the crowd, pumps his fist, shows some emotion, and he gets that emotion right back from a sold-out American Airlines Center. Quick move to the basket. Jason Terry fouled by Bosch.
That's a good move. That's a great pass down that sideline right there. Miami was going back slowly. And I'll tell you what, Chandler says stand up and holler, and the crowd says, okay. He didn't even have to say Simon says stand up and holler. He just says stand up and holler, and they did.
You know, if Chandler was a defensive end, he'd be the guy they call with the high motor, the outside linebacker. Oh, that guy's got a high motor. He never quits on the play. And you saw that there. Ilgauskas had that rebound, and Chandler just didn't quit. He stays with it the whole time.
Jason Terry on the line. The foul on Bosch was his second. This is the play by Chandler. Tipped it away from Ilgauskas. Saves in, and then right off LeBron's hand.
But if he doesn't make that effort, he doesn't get a chance to do that. Come on, help us out is what he's saying. And he's right.
Have I mentioned lately how excited I am that guy's here?
No, I haven't heard you say that. You're into him, huh?
I couldn't shut you up the other night on the plane coming home. Well, that was last night. I can't even keep the days straight.
I got to tell you, Tyson Chandler the other night in Oklahoma City was very, very gracious with his time because he had to wait out on the floor while we got things ready to go for about 3, 4, maybe 5 minutes to do our post-game interview for our hit here on TXA 21. He was really gracious to do that, and just one of the many great reasons why I'm thrilled about his presence here on this Mavs roster.
And Mark, you got out of him one of the best pieces of audio I've heard all year when he said, "This is my second family." Talking about Thanksgiving, I'm going to spend it with my family. That was great for Mav fans to hear.
Yeah, he called his teammates his brothers.
Yes.
And I proceeded to get a text from somebody who said, "Dude, you look little next to Tyson Chandler."
Well, you're not a post player, Mark.
Dude, you did.
Everybody does. He's 7-1. 45-44. Mavericks have the lead. Driving, Terry. Ball home by Marion. Putback jam, Sean Marion.
Boy, there's another guy who's been playing lights out in these 4 games and 5 nights. Let me tell you.
A dozen for Marion on 5 of 7 shooting tonight. The Mavericks now have 22 points in the paint. Ilgauskas left free, driving kick. Wade found him. Ilgauskas airballed, but a follow and foul. LeBron, the score, the foul on Marion, his first, and the Heat can tie it after we come back from a timeout. Mavericks got a nice push going here in the second quarter. Caron Butler bouncing into a couple of jumpers. And here's Terry missing. But Marion grabs the garbage and puts it back in. 47-46 down. This Miami bunch is still trying to fit these pieces together. They've had a couple of impressive performances. We did mention that earlier. Big win over Orlando. Just absolutely hammered Phoenix. They've, by and large part, beaten the teams they're supposed to beat, other than a big hiccup against Indiana the other night. And you could argue that was also the case when they went and lost to Memphis.
Wade talking to the official, obviously lobbying, saying, I'm getting hit on my wrist. Now, you've got to make that call. God, I get sick of it.
He's saying, did you not get the league memo? I'm supposed to be at the free throw line. It's me.
To the basket from Kid Sean Marion. Overshot the rim. LeBron tied the game with a 3-point play coming out of the timeout, and now he drives and misses. Mavericks in transition. Tie game. Errant pass. Chandler couldn't haul it in. Marion made a go of it in the corner to try to get it back for Dallas, but unsuccessfully.
You do have to be careful to give your 5-man, regardless of who it is, the ball that far out on the floor. Chandler handled it one earlier in the game, but he wasn't that far out on the floor. You put him in a tough spot.
Punched away from LeBron by Terry. Chopped right down on the ball. Finally, James gets it back. 9 on the shot clock. DIRK out of the game right now, but he's checking in, or at the scorer's table to check in. Now Wade. Nice to the defense, but missed the dunk. He tried to go up and power dunk it, and did not. A drive and a score by Jason Terry.
What about the little change of direction, freezing LeBron in the open court? Nice move by Jet.
And a nice move not to try and dunk the ball. He took the smart play and the sure play.
3-point try. LeBron, no. Chandler grabs the rebound. His 9th of the game. Final minute of the first half.
He will hurt you with some of those perimeter jump shots, but he will not beat you with those.
Back to Kidd. Shot clock at 9. Marion, a little floater, and it goes down. Chandler and Marion are the stories of this game. Marion is leading a Dallas bench that is outscoring Miami's 24-8. And Dirk's had a little say-so on what's going on tonight, too, with 11. 20-second timeout for Miami. 29.6 left in the second quarter. Eric Spoelstra will discuss his team's options as they have the ball with this 20.
And guys, as you feel the energy in the building right now, one of the things that may be lost on us because we get to see so many Mav games, but from a fan perspective, this team right now, the way they're playing, this is a really likable team. It's a fun team to like. Coach, you mentioned Marion's energy and the way he's playing. Carlisle was talking about it before the game, the way he's moving without the ball and hitting the glass. Followell, obviously, you have a huge man crush on Tyson Chandler, which I agree with you on.
Obviously, I do.
This is a fun team to watch, man. People like to watch teams that play hard, and these guys are playing hard.
Well, they play hard and they play together. I mean, we're going to see a sequence here where Chandler came over and challenged Wade, who missed the dunk. And then there's Terry coming at you. Little change of direction. Gets the layup for transition. And here's Marion.
People identify with all the things that you guys are saying about working hard and being together, and people identify with that. That's an easy thing to identify with. House is in the game for Miami now. Do not leave him alone. Do not allow House to get a wide open three. He may get a three, but you be sure that you contest it because he can shoot threes, and he goes directly to the corner where we'd like to get the ball.
And Butler is hanging around in the neighborhood. Wade peering over the defense, found LeBron in the lane, fouled. The whistle with 16 seconds left in the half. The first of the game on Tyson Chandler. In obvious disagreement with the call.
And that official was waiting to give him a technical.
Yeah, I was watching it.
Watching Chandler. Chandler didn't react the second time, so he didn't get one, but he watched him for a long time.
And Coach, that's what I don't like about this new emphasis on respecting the game. I understand that. I think that makes a lot of sense. But you're right. The ref was standing there watching him, waiting for him to do something. He easily could have turned around and made the call. Chandler's an emotional player. He plays with emotion. That's part of what makes him great. Don't wait for him to do something to upset you. That's not the way to officiate a game, in my opinion.
Butler and Marion sub out. Maria and Dirk back in. You got the three-guard lineup here for Dallas with Dirk and Chandler rounding out the quintet on the floor. Dampier back for Miami. He's appearing in his first game with the Heat tonight. Ilgauskas out. This protects Ilgauskas. He's got 2 fouls. Second free throw for LeBron. LeBron has 16 points, 8 of them at the free throw line. Let's see if the Mavs can close out the first half in style. Terry from the corner. Ooh. No good on the three. Picked up by Wade, and LeBron, because of that double clutch, got the shot off late. Missed it anyhow. Dallas will take the lead into the locker room at the half. Good second quarter, particularly from Sean Marion off the bench. Tyson Chandler set the tone early, and the Mavericks will go into the locker room up 51-49. Great night at American Airlines Center with the Heat in town. Great performance by Dallas so far. We'll see if they can keep it up for the next 24 minutes. But right now,